Check. Oh, I don't have this going on. So. We are back at it here, and I'm going to be continuing this build. I don't know how long I will be doing it for, but either way, here we go. Did have some people in here earlier. That was appreciated. Moving on to bags 3. Ooh. I don't. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier today, that Lumibricks puts a lot of pieces into each sort of step here. I think they could do better splitting some of these up. Or like do like an A-B system or something, just so I have less pieces out at a given time for each sort of numbered step. Because this is a lot, plus this takes up a lot of space. I know I'm wasting a little bit of room with the lighting up here. Maybe I can make use of that space. Potentially I'm wasting a little bit of space over in the corner here as well. Move some of those over there. Go like that. But not super ideal. Oh, we do have extra hair pieces here. Cool. Cool. Ooh. Oh. And we've only added one little thing of lights, which means, well, we'll have the lights going through the floor here, and here we will have lights connected to that. But the little system that they use, this little piece where you plug into and have the on-off switch, is nice, but it only has 3 spots for things to come out there, so a little bit limited by that. We're gonna fold this one over here, and then do nothing. That's fine. Here we're gonna bring this out, down, and there. I try not to pull on the wires too much. I try to be relatively gentle with them, and occasionally I'll use the included supplied sort of tweezers here to hold them in or things like that, but that's pretty good. I do like if I can feed them through without pulling too much. These should not be pinched at all, so we should be able to do that at least a little bit. I don't love doing it because I'm worried that I'm gonna put stress on the wires there that is gonna cause them to break or something, but here, of course, is the Lumibricks well, actually this has their old logo on it. I wonder if that's the case for all of them so far. I kind of have to double check for the ones that I've already built, because this is a new set and it still had the old logo here. So the company used to be named something different, and they did a whole rebrand, but apparently they didn't update that piece yet, or they well, they just had a bunch left over or something. I don't know. Get that on there. I'm assuming we're going to put a little plate on there eventually. Here, we got it coming through there. Very good. Oh yeah, here's one of the mirrored pieces. This is super exciting. I mean, I'm interested to get to those. I hope there's a lot of them. I don't know if I remember how many of them I saw in the promotional materials, because that's super cool. And the other brand, the main one, hasn't been doing those. I was just talking to somebody in my stream from last night about that, because they stopped doing that a while ago, partially because the paint or the coating or whatever would you know, chip or wear down or something like that. And how are we doing this? We're gonna work on a little sub-assembly here. Is that right? Yeah. That's gotta be right. Go here. Oh, another mirror piece. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Happy to see that. And where is this other bracket that I'm looking for? There we go. And then we got one more here. Something like that. There's a great, well, I think it looks pretty cool, Street Fusion set that is a boxing gym. That is one that I also want to get. It just seems like an interesting thing, and because it's kind of going it for sort of an 80s New York style metro area, I feel like that is a nice choice for things, and it does look pretty cool. I don't box or know anything about boxing or anything like that. I do like UFC. That's one of my toxic traits, I guess. And this is going to overhang a little bit there. That seems okay. Looks like we're going to pop this on there. So this is one of their special pieces. It's maybe hard to see right now, but then we can peel off the back of this contact plate, and then we can get this attached there. And I try to be pretty good about these. I don't know how accurate you actually need to be, but these are the only kind of stickers in the set, and they're just, well, these and the ones that are like those other lights that I showed in the first stream when I was testing all the lights. Those have an adhesive on the back, which I don't particularly like those, but that's okay. And oh, we are going to be building a little bit off of here, which seems good, seems okay. Hopefully I'm using the right color pieces. Sometimes with Lumibricks instructions, they are a little bit difficult for me to tell what pieces are what. I've built a fair amount of Lumibricks stuff, but not a ton. And I mean, so get that on there, cover that up nicely. Some more different things here. We got this one, really good printing on these. Some funny little posters and different things in this barber shop. Although some of them, yeah, they could be better. The graphic design stuff is fine. I don't know. Sometimes the language and typography they use is, yeah. But that is okay. We're going to start working on a different color, a different section here. And it's going to be right at that seam, which is all right. We're going to have a little bit of a back door here. Okay, I like this pale yellow color a lot, even though I can't see colors. I just like this color, or it's like a very light, almost like a pastel yellow. Lego has, I don't know if Lego calls it like their sand yellow or something like that, but they do have some stuff. Okay, so now we're going to make use of one of these. I'm wondering where we're going to plug this in. These also have a little bit of adhesive on them. And maybe we don't put that anywhere yet. So can I get this to cooperate? And then does it come out there? That seems reasonable. Just get that tucked down there. And let me see. Pop one of those on. That's okay. We can work with that. Very good. We're going to add on another clip section over here, similar to what we did on the lower level. That is good. I do like that, although I'm still reserving judgment on what the actual opening situation looks like for this set, because I don't know. It's like I think this is one where it's going to be difficult to have next to other buildings because of the way that it is meant to be opened, and I don't love that. What do we got? We got one of these. Pop that on there. do something like this, and then what? We open that up like that, so it connects down here and up here. Great. Very, very good. And got to make sure we check the color here. So it is the color that we have. Is this the same color? Okay, that's not right. So we're gonna go with this one, and then is there a 1x3 of this color? Unless there's an error. Oh, actually, no, it is this one. I'm a little bit silly for that. But there we go. And we have a little bit of a tower over here. Ooh, we're going to add in some of the mirrors. Awesome. Oh, this is great. So that works so well. I like that a lot. And then when we pop this open, we can ideally get more access to see those. I think that's very nice. I imagine, or I'm 90% sure we're going to add in a hinge up here as well, which they may have in this bag of pieces, but it also might be the next one. I'm not seeing it jump out at me right away, so that's okay. We got some other printed piece here. We're looking for dreadlocks, I want to say, and we got it here. Okay. Very cool. We got some other ones. Which one? We got the 360 waves. We got the fade. We got the afro. And we got braids. Nice. Is this... Oh, this is a fun little build. I think this is meant to be... They don't have... Do they have these anymore? I guess... They must, right? But maybe they're different. But, you know, you put your hair under there to set in the color or something. And I have a image in my head of, like, older women sitting together reading the newspaper in, like, the 50s or the 60s or something with their heads under one of these things. But maybe that's just supposed to be a lamp. I don't know. Maybe we will find out. Oh, we're going to build the little bit of a barber pole here. That is super fun, and we're going to use this with the alternating lights there. I can't remember. Sometimes Lumibricks has... They're not all timed correctly, or not correctly, but they're not all timed the exact same. So sometimes it just sort of appears as if they're just sort of randomly flashing, but... you know, it does essentially what it needs to. This is a nice sort of drum lacquered painted color there, which I like to see. Pop that one in there. We're going to wrap the wire around. We're going to pop one of these on. Then go like this. Pop. Oh, how do we do that? Aha. Oh, this is interesting. I mean, they do sort of call out how to do this the best way, and I don't, you know, we'll see some of it, but that's okay. That is not too bad, all things considered. I think it'll end up looking all right. There's probably an argument to be made that they should have done this wire in white instead of black, or even the striped one, but it is black here. That's not too big of a deal. is just part of the setup that we have, and that's okay. So this is a nice little sort of typical barbershop signage barber pole thing here, which is nicely done. Again, another nice kind of cupcake top piece with the drum lacquered gold on there. That's pretty cool. They do a good job with that. And we're going to add this on there. So this is going to connect over to the thing. Okay. We have brown over here. And we're going to put this under. Yes. And then what? Okay. We will. Is that right? Oh, I suppose. I don't know what that's going to connect to. But I think that's got to be right? How do you... Well, let's leave it for now. Go with it. Nice gold piece here. These pearl big golden window frames. This one is a printed one, so I have to specifically look for that. Here we go. So we got the price list there. Logo for this place is pretty cool. And the font choice here it makes sense to me. Little bit of a tight fit there. There we go. Pop that on there, no problem. Yeah, interesting stuff. I'm gonna say that's ultimately not a pinched wire because, although is it? I mean, no, I don't think so. That is perfectly okay. I was a little bit suspect of that, but that's all right. Okay, got the door. And what, one of these is printed and one of these is not? Oh, is this a thinner door? Yeah, it must be. Cool, cool. Take that. Very good. Little gold door handles for this. Got the open sign there. Does this one have any printing on it? No, I don't think so. Oop. Get that in there. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Doop-doop-doo-doo. Which, okay. This is really starting to take shape. I'm interested to see when we actually move into building in this little section in the middle here, because it's going to be a real it's gonna change how this looks in a significant way, I would say. Three, like that. One, two, three, and we got big pal, big fro, loud flow. Cool, cool. Super simple little column build over here. Kind of goes right in the middle of this. Yeah, that works. We're going to build some other wall sections here now. And what kind of bricks are these? Here we're gonna have a record on the wall. That's good. I don't listen to LPs, but other people I know do. I don't listen to vinyl like as a part of my life or my hobbies. I actually was just trying to sell a bunch of my parents' old vinyl records. A lot of late 70s, early 80s jazz, fusion kind of stuff. Some of it moved so far, and yeah, that's cool. Pop this down right there. Nice, good use of color. We're gonna make another, oh, is this sort of a lounge area? Orange lounge. All right. I don't know what, maybe I should try to find some like royalty-free barbershop quartet music. That's a fun little thing that might be on theme, although potentially a little out of era there, but hey, you know, I think it's fun. Do it like that. Got an inverted tile here. Yeah, this is going to be a nice little seat when this is done. I don't know how well the Lumibricks figures are going to work with it, but other than that, seems like it would be pretty cool. Good color choice. Although I wonder how that's going to look from... Maybe it's not supposed to be a chair. Although, what else would it be? Yeah, that's alright. It's alright. Pop that in there. We will say that's a chair. Of course, we got a fire extinguisher in here. Safety, always. Little table. This is a nice piece. It's like a 4x4 circle tile with 2 studs in the middle. Has just 2x2 in the bottom. Yeah, it is a 4x4, right? Are all of these going to be printed? Wow. Tags. Assuming that's another kind of graffiti thing. Actually, I was wondering if that was like actually a reference to some of the recent cyberpunk stuff they've been doing, but I don't know that it is. How is the volume? I don't know if there's a good way for me to check. Oh, that's maybe not too bad. If I need to turn my mic up a little bit, let me know. Otherwise, if you like it a little bit lower, that's good as well. Oh, is this a bit of an arcade game? Love that. Cool print. Is it going to be playable? I'm not sure. Is it going to have like the suggestion of being playable? Maybe. Sort of a, what is it? Well, yeah, what is that space shooter thing? I don't remember what that game is called. Where is this gonna go? So we have a bit of a lounge area here. Not a ton of space, unfortunately, for a figure to get in between the table and the game machine there, but you know, it looks great for display. Whether or not it's playable, I do think that's an area where Lumibricks could improve a little bit. You know, more studs for figures to be positioned, but also a little bit more access for play, not just display. Although I would venture to guess the majority of people that build this stuff probably don't play with them in the way that that would need to be designed for. I suppose if you look at like the modular buildings from other brands, they sometimes have good access for play, but I think they're generally mostly display things that go in like people's Lego cities or stuff like that. So you know, they don't have like the doors or the opening system that you just have to take off all the layers. And I don't know if taking off the layers like that to get access to the different floors is like that fun of a play pattern, but maybe it is. I think a lot of those are like, oh, they're 18 plus sets, but I don't know. It does make it so that you can pose figures inside in a nice way, and that's always good. So you have the figures sort of just live in a stationary kind of spot there for part of their display. I don't think that's too bad. What do we got here? We got another thing, another sign, posters, framed photos. Cool. Add on some graffiti over here. And it says Barber King. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll take it. Pop that down. And then over here, ooh, what are we going to do? I'm excited to find out. Do this. Get this over there. A little bit over here. This is, that's a nice little build. That's creative. We like that. I think, are these the same color? Yes. I think this is smart use of pieces here. Fun, compact, recognizable, and pretty good. I was wondering, is this gonna have side connections? I guess not, because it doesn't have a place for them. Gonna add in 2 of these, a couple little of these, this one. Yeah. I guess it doesn't need to really have room for anything in particular in there, but they do have the suggestion of that. I think that's ultimately okay, and then we just attach it to the side of the wall there. Some of it does cover up a bit of that print, but that's fine. That is all good. Oh yeah, we have a bit of a magazine stand over here. That is cool, feels appropriate. Feels all right. I don't know if I'm gonna have a predetermined stream schedule. What I would like to do is finish this set, in a series of streams over the weekend here or early into next week, in part because I don't want to like move stuff off of the my work area and then put it back and all of that. So I'm thinking over the next few days I will be popping on to do a little bit more work on this. I don't know if I'll do a 1 bag at a time or what I'll do exactly, but if you're interested, subscribe to the channel, get notifications if you want, then you can sort of get notified whenever I'm going live and streaming, which I didn't give anybody a heads up when I was coming back on this afternoon. I just sort of popped in, but I never gave any heads up to anybody the earlier times, and just sort of see if anybody pops in. If they do, great. If not, no big deal. But maybe it would be good practice, or it would be prudent for me to make a little community announcement or sort of plan them out a little bit more so that people are aware that it's happening, and maybe they'll be more inclined to stop by. So we get a little display of some different cuts here, which is great, or potentially they're wigs, I don't know. Either way, that's cool. We like it. And oh, a little tiny 1x1 for rent sticker. Very interesting. Or not sticker, but print, of course. It's Lumibricks. I wonder what they're implying is for rent for this. There's probably, I don't know what the upper floors are, living space of some kind, but I don't know. Just a couple extra pieces there, nothing too crazy. For rent goes this way, I believe. And we pop this over here, pop this over there, and that's the majority of the first level done, except for the internal stuff. So that is what we build in the next bags of pieces. So I'm wondering if maybe that's not going to be a ton of pieces. Maybe it makes sense for me to go ahead and do that right now, so we can kind of get close to finishing off the first floor there. So we're going to keep working on it. I'm wondering, should I move this out of the way here? Yeah, we'll make do here. Ah, Maybe it's just these 2 bags of pieces. That is nice. That's a good amount of stuff. So I wish more of them were sort of like this, but the way that they do instructions and the way that they do their sub-assemblies and stuff. And then I guess if they want to reduce plastic, I mean, there's lots of ways they could reduce single-use plastic for their stuff here, but yeah, I guess I would like to see the order of operations and the organizing and bagging of pieces be done a little bit different. I may be alone in that, but that's just my feeling on it. I think I would prefer it to be a little bit more manageable, especially for people like me and other people who have some limited space for building, because these things, when you have all the pieces laid out for some of these, you know, step 1 was a lot. Some of the other steps were a lot. Ooh, these are together. See how good this works. Pretty easy to take those apart. That is good. And this is going to be the little area that can slide in. So we have the rails here, and we have kind of the other sort of rails that these can slide into in there, which is nice. Little extra structure in there. Get that going. And same over there. Very good. Hopefully that just slides in with no real issues. And then we're going to tile this out, add some details on here. We're going to add, I believe we're going to add the like little chairs where one might get their hairs cut. And I'll have to see at the end of this how many studded areas they include here, not just for where they're going to build stuff onto it, but also for putting characters there, because that is an important part, and I don't think Lumibricks always does the best with that. So I like how finished and polished everything is, how minimal studs there are to a certain degree, but you know, the studs are what are needed to build, and they are also what are used to position and stage sort of scenes and little vignettes with figures in them. So I would like to see them be a little bit more conscious of that. Positioning figures without studs just on tiles can be done, but the lightest breeze will knock them over or make them slide or whatever. So it's not very convenient and not very stable. I do like to be able to have the figures kind of be put into place and stay there. So little bit of a thing. From what I see online and elsewhere, Lumibricks has been pretty good implementing changes when the community talks about them and stuff, and I think that's admirable. They're moving fast, and they are adapting and changing how they do things, which is great. There was a problem with these pieces in particular, and the ones that sit on top of it, but mostly these ones where the clutch power of these studs was too much, so that when you were separating the layers out, it would like come undone, and you ran a real risk, if you didn't know about that, of pulling the wires in a way that would damage them. So they did eventually they change that a little bit. I think, you know, they maybe alter the mold or change this a little bit, or you could do it yourself by just shaving off a little bit of the stud on there. But I think Lumibricks took care of it such that that wouldn't be needed, and I haven't experienced any issues with that lately. They are far from perfect. No company is going to be perfect for anything, but some companies move to try to make things quote unquote right for stuff like this, and other ones maybe are less inclined to do so, and I think here's one that they do okay about that stuff. I think we're building, I don't know what this is going to be actually. Just a counter area here, something nice, good use of pieces. I like using these 2x2s with the kind of notches in them. I think that's cool for like this kind of furniture or whatever this might be. A little bit of shelving or drawers or cabinets. Pop scissors in there. And do we have another mirror? No, but oh, is this supposed to be like a shaver or like a razor, or maybe it wouldn't be a hair dryer. I'm assuming they would do that a bit differently. Add on some swivel areas there for the chairs. I'm going to build 2 of these. The figures should be able to actually sit in these, which is good. But we will have to wait and see until we're all done to be able to judge that. But I think they will, because it's got the little piece for the minifigure feet there, which is good. And I'm wondering what else we're going to end up building for this area. It seems like we're going to have maybe a type of hair dryer or blower or whatever, which would be cool. These are okay. Pop those in there. How do they spin? They spin okay. Not too bad. These are going to go right beneath the mirrors there, which is good. And oh, we're going to make a bit of a vacuum cleaner. Very smart, very nice. Or like I guess a hair picker-upper or something of that nature, but nice. Very good. Pop this on the end. Something like that. Now we can open this up and slide this in this way. Nice. Everything lines up well. Closer up here. Very cool. I think this is great so far. I want to see, we're going to end up putting some lights on like the underside of the next level, I believe. Potentially some more here, but why don't we make sure that every light we got in there right now is going to be working. So pop that on. We'll open this. So how, oh, this one's not plugged in yet. Right. I wonder if that's going to connect all the way over here or something. So this light works. This light works. And that I can test this, I suppose, because we're going to have this sort of on there. That works. So all of those are delivering power, getting power correctly right now. So that is good. Pop that off. And nice. That didn't take too long. I think we're in a good spot here. We did 4 of the kind of steps with the bags of pieces. I think it goes up to 15. Some are going to be bigger than others, and it's just a different thing. But I think with that, I'm going to pause here, and I'll continue streaming this build at a later time or at a different time. So if you check this out as a VOD, thanks. Anybody that popped in here for a second, thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. There's merch. I'm wearing some of it. This is it as well. It's a three-headed goat merch. I did adjust this one so it looks a little bit better now, but that's tpublic.com. Search for SoBricks. You can find merch there. There's affiliate links. There might be an affiliate link to buy this set, but you can click on one of those links, buy whatever you're going to buy anyway. No additional cost to you. Help support the channel. You can do supers, thanks, memberships through the stream, and other good stuff. So I just appreciate it, and thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon. Until then, thanks.